Get out the insurance cards, get out the co-pays. The office is open, my friends, as this video is brought to you by drroto.com.
Thursday afternoon, my friends. Welcome to drroto.com, your daily prescription of fantasy sports. It is I, Johnny Danger, with me, my good friend Chris Emmerich. How are you this afternoon in a nice rainy day in Michigan? How's Washington, D.C.?
It was kind of rainy yesterday. It was rainy in the morning, but it's nice and sunny, 65, looking alive out there, feeling like spring.
I like it. Now, I know we're here to talk about Thursday night showdown, but are you feeling dangerous, my friend, for Sunday?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what that means, but maybe if you're alluding to what you have in the background and you're talking about Baker Mayfield, probably not.
I like it. So far seasonal football for me, my friend, has been really good. DFS, it's okay. We're going to try to turn that around tonight in the Showdown series with the most exciting game of the entire week 3 in the NFL. The Carolina Panthers traveling to the Houston Texans. Just right off the bat, gut feeling on this. Does Mills make it through the whole game as the starting quarterback for the Houston Texans?
I'm not even sure that they have a backup, so I would assume that he does.
I think it's Jeff Driscoll last time I looked at the depth chart. Is that right?
I don't know. I'm not playing him or Mills, I don't think.
I don't think that you can. Carolina's defense has looked legit. Do they keep it rolling?
Yeah, no, they've looked good. I don't want to poo-poo this game too much, just in the basis that we didn't necessarily think the Washington-New York Giants game was going to be all that good, and it turned out to be a pretty exciting one. But, these games are always interesting because it becomes less about who's going to be scoring points for your showdown lineups, and it's more about, like, please don't score. And it's, I don't know. It has a real preseason vibe to it in terms of how you're dealing with scoring. It's like when you're doing not preseason, but DFS baseball, and there's a guy that's not in the lineup. I just want you to get a single. That's it. Just get a single. Don't like the guy from first doesn't need to score. You just need to get on base. The next guy, if he can hit you in. And here it's like, get the first down, go down. We need my guy to get into the end zone. And that's kind of what it is.
Yeah. So I was just trying to figure out who this quarterback is. It is indeed Jeff Driscoll dressing as the backup is what they are saying.
I think it's a bit of a revenge game. Wasn't he in the Carolina Panthers system? I don't know. It doesn't really matter.
Chris, I built a few lineups in the quarter jukebox just to prepare for this, just looking through things. And I have one lineup with Driscoll just in case Mills gets knocked out in that first round.
I will say that over at the esports department, the esports plug, John, on Monday played Jordan Love in every single one of his lineups. It seemed like it was a joke when he said it, but he showed us his lineups, and they were all hoping for that Marcus Mariota kind of miracle.
There has been a few of those, hasn't there?
Like one or two, yeah.
So in this game, what it comes down to for me, Chris, is you gotta find places for that salary, right? And the captain spot, it's so hard to ignore the absolute ceiling of Christian McCaffrey, is it not? He's going to be crazy owned. How are you, Mark? How are you, buddy?
Good.
Nice.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Hi, Mark. Thanks for joining. Anyways, Christian McCaffrey, 60% in the captain spot. Outrageous to think.
No, I think that's pretty on point. I haven't seen any ownership projections, and I'm terrible at kind of projecting this out, but I would assume that Christian McCaffrey somewhere between 80 to 90% overall, 60% in that spot. And rightfully so, right? This is the guy that has the highest ceiling, just massive usage, anytime touchdown scoring prop, definitely there. He is a guy that I have first touchdown scorer prop on. And I just expect him to be the highest scoring guy. It's just whether or not you can fit the rest of your lineup in comfortably, paying that premium for CMC.
So last I looked, it was an 8-point spread. I would be pretty fairly confident in betting that personally. Houston down to a backup. They literally have 4 35-year-old running backs. I'm feeling pretty good about Carolina. How about you, Mark? I know that you've had some pretty nice success in these showdowns before. Are you going to build, say, a 20 lineups? Would you put 12 of them with Christian McCaffrey in the captain spot?
In the captain spot, I am going to go probably 40-60. So McCaffrey 40% the captain spot, 60% in the flex.
All right.
Yeah, that's not usually Mark's style to put that salary up there. He likes kind of going with a little bit more value in the captain slot from what we've seen.
Is it a heat override defense in the captain spot tonight?
No. No defense in the captain slot. No kicker in the captain slot.
No, probably not. I mean, I think the Carolina defense is in play, but they are really expensive at 6,200. So I think that detours me off of it, especially because your inclination is that, hey, this might be a good spot to play the defense. And then you see that they're at 6,200. They're priced up double pretty much what they should be. And, I'm good. I'm good on that.
Mark, I was talking before you came on board that I'm going to have at least one lineup with Jeff Driscoll in at quarterback, with the idea of Mills looked really bad in relief last week. And if he looks even worse this week, will he have a short leash? And they put in Driscoll, and does that give you enough advantage to possibly have a dead spot in a lineup?
I mean, I don't see him yanking Mills. I think they're just going to roll with him. I mean, it's a case where if he gets hurt, and then you're fine, but I don't see him pulling him now. I mean, Houston's complete trash. They're rebuilding. They need to see what they got in this kid. They're just going to roll with him for the whole game. I don't see him pulling him no matter what the outcome is.
So McCaffrey is far and above. Obviously, the salary is like crazy. He's $4,000 more than Sam Darnold in the captain spot. So you're probably going to be really hard to fit in a lot of quality lineups with McCaffrey in that captain spot. So where do you go besides that? Is it just the obvious marks of DJ Moore or Brandon Cooks or Robbie Anderson? Anybody else catching your eye?
Yeah, so I really limited my captain slot for this game. I'm actually only have 4 players in it. But I will tell you that my next favorite is DJ Moore in the captain slot. I think you get a little bit of salary saving. Houston's secondary is just garbage. If Darnold throws a lot of touchdowns, I see it to him.
Yeah, I keep waiting for that, re-spark of the Robbie Anderson-Darnold relationship. I'm kind of hoping to see it tonight. I'm probably not loaned in that. I'm sure Anderson will probably be just as owned, if not maybe more owned than Moore for salary reasons.
Yeah, I have him in a ton of flex, just not captain. Robbie
so
Anderson.
where are we going on the Houston side, Chris? If you're not playing, obviously we're going to play some contrarian lineups because that's how you get different in case this game goes completely off script, right? But like if you're just building your Carolina dominated lineups, where is it? Is it just Brandon Cooks, or are you sneaking a few other people in there when you're not doing contrarian lineups?
Yeah, so I mean, Brandon Cooks is the obvious lineup addition there, but I'm looking at other players, kind of like a Chris Conley. Is a guy that I think is going to get some run with some injuries in that wide receiving skill set for the Houston, or the skill position for Houston. It's just thin. I mean, you're playing Anthony Miller, you're playing Chris Conley, you're looking at either Jordan Atkins or Pharaoh Brown. I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm going to try and, for me, not necessarily try and get too cute. I'm going to put some of these guys in there, but I am probably going to stay away from DJ Moore. Not because I don't think he's a good play. I think quite the obvious or opposite. He is a good play, and he has been the focal point of Sam Darnold's target affection. I think Robbie Anderson makes an interesting play as a result. I think that Terrence Marshall makes an interesting play. And just trying to get a little bit different there. Unfortunately, even with that savings, with like, let's say Robbie Anderson in the captain spot, you're still hard pressed if you're putting like Christian McCaffrey, Sam Darnold, Brandon Cooks, getting any type of actual tangible lineup in the 5th spot.
So one of the things that I have liked to do in these kind of builds, which, give or take the success, what happens in a blowout? What happens if Carolina wins this game, 35-0? Is Chuba Hubbard in play for you, Mark?
I mean, if you go with that scenario, absolutely. I'm not going with that scenario, but so I don't have them in any lineups. But yeah, I could see that. As we've always said in these showdowns, when you build lineups, especially if you're only doing a few, create a scenario, and that's a great place for him, is that scenario.
Yeah, I like playing them with McCaffrey, assuming
Yep.
that they just run all over Houston and just decide to run out the clock for the last quarter and a half.
Yep.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite build right now is the Carolina crushes Houston and slows down the ball and runs it and defense and kicker and but I don't know. So let's get contrarian. Let's get weird. Chris, let's put a scenario out there where Houston wins this game, where all things go right for Houston. What does that look like for you?
It looks like Mills. It looks like Cooks. And then you're going to probably plug in like a Mark Ingram or somebody like that, possibly a David Johnson. One of those two guys is going to score a touchdown, or Phillip Lindsay. The problem is that you have this three-headed, actually like kind of four-headed monster in their backfield because you have Rex Burkhead at $200, which is a spot that I'm probably going to look at and try and toy with and see how I can get some salary relief. I'm playing with lineups right now, putting Rex Burkhead in, and I just can't get quite where I need to. I'm about 100 short, 100 short from where I would feel really, really good. 300 short from where I feel fantastic. And that's using Robbie Anderson in the captain slot. So I'm going to continue to toy with that and see where we can kind of adjust. But you're probably not getting Christian McCaffrey, Sam Darnold, Cooks, and one of the premium Carolina receivers. It's just not happening. So you got to take a step back. And I like Terrence Marshall. I think that he's an interesting spot to be even a captain, quite possibly. Maybe not. This seems a little crazy. Maybe I don't want to do that. I don't know.
I mean, I'm maxed out the quarter jukebox, my friend. So that sounds like a great play for me.
Sure.
It's what I need to do is I need to get day drunk and record a video about how Rex Burkhead's going to score 3 touchdowns and then decide it's crap and delete it and then watch him score 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, just let us know ahead of time.
Yeah, that's what I need to do. I tried to find that clip even and I deleted it completely, sadly.
I mean, it's burned into my memory. I can describe it for anybody that needs to see it.
Yeah, to destroy the evidence.
Yeah, to destroy the evidence for sure. But those were good times. I don't know. I don't have a whole lot more to add on building these lineups, but do as we say, if you go through some of these other sites, like our friends over at Roto Grinders and other places who have people who like dig deep into the history of showdowns and break each one down of who won the Millie Maker or whatever, the big showdowns. They've got a lot of game theory in those, but our game theory has always been here on Draft for Upside is figure out a scenario for the game. If you think it's going to be 27-10, Carolina, put together who you think is going to make those points happen on both sides, get them in that lineup. Don't just try to figure out, which players you can fit in that you think are going to score the most. Build scenarios. So enough about that. Chris, I know you were looking at some prop bets for this game. If you are a prop bet fan, I've already said I do like Carolina to win -8. I'll take the points.
Yeah, I was looking at a couple things that were available over on DraftKings, and let me pull them up. I like first overall touchdown score. I went ahead and grabbed DJ Moore, Mark Ingram, and Christian McCaffrey, threw about a half unit on each one of those. Christian McCaffrey kind of covers all of those. The most likely of it, I think he was like plus 330. All the way, if it is Mark Ingram, he was a nice healthy plus 1,300, kind of covers quite a bit of stuff going there. I like DJ Moore over 67.5 receiving yards. I took Christian McCaffrey -115 for over 136 total yards, rushing and receiving. DJ Moore receptions 5.5 over. I took the under on Anthony Miller yards. That's 25.5. And then the over on Christian McCaffrey rushing attempts, it's 18.5, and that was a -135. And then rounding it out, just a Christian McCaffrey centered offense. So why not have the skill predictions or sport predictions, as you will, over 49.5 receiving yards. Other places it's into the 50s, and so it's one of those things when you're looking at different places, you kind of want to find the one that's going to be the most advantageous to you. Whereas at FanDuel, I think it was like 56, 58. Same thing with Bovada. DraftKings was over at 49.5, and I believe PrizePicks is right around there too. So shop those lines.
Do you think Anthony Miller even gets a target?
Well, if you want, you can get the same prop, and it's 2.5.
Yeah,
So,
I think I'll take the under.
I was going to do that. I just didn't want to do it on both. Like, so I felt like the under 25.5 was a little bit more, I don't know.
Yeah, more realistic. Yeah, he might get a target. Yeah.
Well, even if he gets a target, I don't know. I think they're going to be short targets, and if he burns me, he burns me. It is what it is. That one is like a quarter unit. So
yeah.
All right. Well, Chris talked a little bit about Burkhead. I like Farrell Brown and Hubbard to do some salary relief. Mark, did any of these cheap salary relief guys that you are kind of more interested than others? Connolly, maybe?
Yeah, I love Connolly. I love Marshall. And I threw in a little bit of, God, what's his name? Sorry, I'm blanking right now.
Andre Roberts?
Yes, Andre Roberts.
Wow. Yeah, he's super cheap. 300, I think. So I'm not quite Burkhead level, but
600, but almost. Yeah.
What, in the captain? I think it's
no. Flex 600.
Flex, yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I am. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, I am. Awesome.
All right.
Mark,
prediction on the game score. Hit me.
Prediction on the game score. I'm going to go 38-3.
Nice. I was saying 38-10 in my head. What you got, Chris?
I got 24-10.
24-10.
So we're all
scoring
close.
Affair for you. Low scoring affair for you. All right. Well, I appreciate everybody. We are Draft for Upside. I am Johnny Danger, with me, Brewery Mark and Mr. Chris Emmerich. We are on drroto.com. Of course, please go check out all of the information out there. There's some great articles. There's some awesome tools. We've got every sport you can imagine. You can think about it. Chris and I are going to start talking about MMA pretty soon. And check everything out over there. Appreciate you guys. And we will see you next time.
See ya.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. And until the next visit, be well and take care.